Today has been a blessed day for me. Despite the things I'm going through, because everybody in the world is going through something, you know what I mean? Let's skip all of that chit chat. Because I'm here to document my journey. The journey of becoming not just an adult, but a man. Not just a man, but a man who chases his purpose. What is my purpose? Well, to be honest with you, the one thing that makes me feel complete is rhyming words and making music. But when I got married, I stopped caring that much. I would go to work, come home, go see my kids and my wife, and hit the gym. Music was always put on the back burner. So it goes to show you what I did with my purpose. But let's get to the here and now, because we are reinventing ourselves. Sometimes it takes a drastic and dramatic change in order for that to happen. Am I tripping? Why can't y'all see me? I guess because it's dark. But I'm light skinned. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, it's zoomed in. Shit. Oh, man, what the fuck is going on? Whatever. Oh, there I am. Can't see me because I got that tinted window. All right. Okay. I have sparked my celebratory blunt after a long... Man, let me just start at the beginning. So 3 days ago on Thursday, I was in Georgia. Credos was popping. I was in Georgia, Savannah, Georgia. And I'm going through a divorce right now, so it's not the easiest thing in the world to deal with, especially when it takes a hindrance on your ability to be a father. I have been reduced to a seasonal dad and a phone call. And it's very demoralizing. But we are men, and we have to be strong, and we have to persevere. So for the past 7 months, 8 months, I have been the daycare for my son. And next week, this Monday, he starts pre-K. So I'm not from Georgia. I'm from Maryland. And about 2 weeks ago, my cousin called me and told me about a job opportunity he had. And as much as it hurts me to leave my family, my wife and kids, my wife who is about to be my ex-wife, and my kids who I'm not even going to see that much because they live with their mom. And on the weekends, I work a lot, so it doesn't make much of a difference if I'm in Maryland working hard, making something of myself, or I'm in Georgia. But the difference is if I'm in Georgia, I don't have a support system. Out here in Maryland, I got a support system. I say all of that to say I left Georgia to come to Maryland Friday at 6 o'clock p.m. I went to my regular burger spot. I told them it was my last day, and they gave me a burger and fries for free. I was very surprised. So then I decided to take my talents to Maryland. And about 2 hours into the drive, it is an 8-hour drive, 580 miles. 2 hours into the drive, I said, I'm getting a little tired. Let me put on the cruise control. So I put on the cruise control, right? Tell me why after about 15 minutes of being on the cruise control, my car starts acting sporadic. I mean, I'm not even hitting the gas pedal, and the RPMs are jumping up from 2 all the way up to 6. And the transmission wouldn't shift, wouldn't switch gears. So obviously I got a little scared, but I haven't been in I'm used to situations with my car going wrong. All you got to do is stay calm. MTB, what's popping with you, brother? So when my car started being sporadic and having transmission issues, I simply pulled over to the shoulder. When I pulled over to the shoulder, I cut the car off. Well, first I put it in park, and then I put it back in drive, and the car wouldn't move. And I said, oh my God, my transmission is busted. I am fucked. I am 450 miles away from home, and I have no money, and I'm going to be fucked. But God. So I cut my car back on, and when I cut it on, the car starts working perfectly normally fine again. Thought I saw somebody. Only for about 5 minutes. When I get down the road, it starts being sporadic again. I don't even have the cruise control on. Long story short, my transmission gears are slipping. When I put the car in drive, it's not going. So I eventually dropped the car all the way down to first gear. And I'm driving. I go down the hill. I throw the car in the second. I'm still driving. Go down another hill, throw the car in the third. I'm still driving. The car starts to clear up. I'm going to show you some videos of me driving on the shoulder doing 40 miles per hour on the highway, because you got to do what you got to do. It was either that. See, anybody else, I feel like anybody who doesn't really know about cars or pay attention to their vehicle, the very instant that they transmission started slipping, they would have got scared, freaked out, started crying, looking for AAA, looking for help and all of that. But I've learned in my life that no matter what happens, you have to stay calm. Stay calm and believe in God. Even when you're worried, even when you're scared. You think I wasn't scared? My transmission is slipping in third and second gear, and I'm 450 miles away from home, and I have to be here by Monday to start my new job. I'm terrified. But I knew that I have been in similar situations before, and God had pulled me through. God pulled me through here today. So I haven't eaten nothing today, but I got a blunt. And I'm not even hungry. I'm so freaking motivated right now. I am starting my life over. Not over like all of the things that I've achieved are now gone, but my kids aren't with me. I'm currently separated and on the road to being single and unavailable. Even if I'm single, I'm unavailable. I'm good off relationships, dating, useless sex. I'm good off all of it, cuz. Are you good, bro? Stalwart Shinobi. What's poppin', Shinobi? Yeah, I'm great, brother. I am great. I fasted today. I drank a lot of water. God protected me on a long road trip with a vehicle that has a slipping transmission. He got me home safely. And for that, I'm beyond good, you know? I start a new job Monday. And this job Monday is going to change my life. And I know I'm just rambling and kind of saying the same things over and over, but I got to get back into the habit of being on live again. Hey, man, you can troll me, bro. I'm cool with the trolls. I love trolls. Trolls are funny. You know, you can't take life so serious. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, I'm about to become a pool helper, but the company has room to grow, and I could become a tech, and then beyond that. And it's an easy job. And it's going to put me on salary. You know, it's things are lining up for me to become a man and not just an adult. I just wanted to share that with y'all. I'm probably going to post this and then clip it up with some other videos and post a video. But stay tuned, bro, because I'm about to start going live every single freaking day. You know why? Because I have no more attachments. I don't have to wake up and carry my son with me while I do Instacart orders. It works. I don't have to do that no more. So I can now be on live stream and talk freely and try to build up my platform, because we in a different day and age. I know a lot of the older generation like to call us lazy and say we don't want to work and stuff, but I think it's just that we have opportunities that they didn't. We got these phones, this technology, AI. It's many, many, many different avenues to make money that wasn't there when our parents were younger. I honestly think some of our parents might be a little bit jealous or envious. They like, damn, why wasn't DoorDash out when I was young? Or why wasn't motherfucking Amazon around when I was young? But like, at the end of the day, this social media stuff ain't gonna last forever. To be honest with you, I do this because I don't want to burden people. I don't want to burden the people that I know with my thoughts, my emotions, the shit I'm going through. So I come in here and I go on live and I talk to a camera like a crazy madman. And I do that because I know eventually one day I will be in the spotlight. And I'm going to have these videos on private. And then when I make them public, they'll be able to go back. Damn, 4 years ago, he was fucked up. He was struggling. He just got evicted out of his apartment. His wife just left. She took the kids. His car breaking down. He ain't got no family around him. But God. But God. That's the only 2 words you need to know. But God. He gets you through. Something I want to share with y'all real quick. It's a quote. It's a good quote. And I came up with it while I was driving. You need to go far. You don't need to go fast. I'm going to repeat that. You need to go far. You do not need to go fast. The straight and narrow path, God didn't say you had to run down it super fast. He said you had to stay on it. When I was driving this car back here to Maryland, for the life of me, I wanted to just mash the gas and go. But I had to sit up there and drive 35 miles per hour on the highway and be patient and be subjected to grace from the Lord to get where I got to go. And it's just kind of surreal that I actually made it. Because when I made it to Maryland, when I got to my parking spot, the transmission started acting kablooey again. I went, got me some food, but the thing about it is I'm not even hungry, bro. I know I'm going to eat in the morning. First thing I do when I wake up, I'm going to eat. But right now, bro, I ain't smoked in 2 days. I'm about to annihilate this blunt. I'm about to go to sleep, try to get up early. Man, stay positive. No matter what you do, stay positive. And you know what? I'm not about to end the live. I ain't got shit to do. Let's stay on live. Let me hook my fan up real quick. Oh, no, I'm going to wait to do that because it's hot in here. Well, it's about to be when I spark this fire. All right. And if you don't know, now you know I live in my car. I live in my car. And it's a blessing. I want to share something else real quick. I was on the phone with my grandmother earlier. And I was telling her about how I just made the long road trip down to Maryland. And my grandmother is in Maryland too. So I was letting her know I'm going to be able to see her next week. I haven't seen her in almost probably 2 years. It has been 2 years since I've seen grandma. That's crazy. Now I'm about to go see grandma next week. I was telling her about my day, how I got here. And I was telling her about how I done been in the car for damn near 2 days straight. And I stink. And she was like, be happy that you could smell your stink. And it just hit me like, wow, grandma, right. Just say, be happy that you can even smell. Thank the Lord for all of your senses that you have. Because what if you couldn't smell? What if you didn't have any of your senses? I have to intentionally make an effort to be happy and be positive. Being positive is not easy. Being patient is not easy. Staying productive and consistent is not easy. It comes at a sacrifice. But it's worth it. You know what's not worth it? Not doing it. I love the elderly and I think they should be cared for and protected. But I pray that I continue to dwell in the grace of the Lord with his protection and he wakes me up every day, because if that happens, I promise that I will stay fit. I will stay physical. I will keep moving, because one of my biggest fears is to be up in age and immobile. One of my biggest fears is to be up in age and have to rely on people to help me when I cannot help myself. So please, people, I know we in a Instagram body fitness world, culture, steroids and all of this stuff, but yo, health, how should I say this? Adequate health looks different on everybody. Adequate health looks different on everybody. I, not gonna lie, I was definitely fixated on being 200 pounds. I need to be 200 pounds so that way I can look like Dog, I'm 165, 170 pounds, 173 on a good day. And no matter how much I eat, it go right out the trot. It don't stay on. No matter how many dips and push-ups I do, I plateau at 175. But I don't need to try to make my body become something that it's not. You know, as long as I can run, bend my knees, pick up weights, chase my kids. That sounds crazy. Work on my cars. I don't have more than one car. I have one car. You know, make my own food, wipe my own butt, take my own shower, and be able to read. See, we need to nourish our motor skills. Video games do that, believe it or not. Your hand-eye coordination, all that. I don't really play video games no more. Probably because I live in my car, don't have a TV or a game system. But even when I had my own stuff, video games is just not on my mind. I like video games. I will literally go on YouTube and watch somebody play a video game before I go pick up a video game and play it. One game that they need to make a part 2 of is Days Gone. PS5. Where is Days Gone 2? Best video game of all time I've ever played is Days Gone. Beyond that, let's talk about something else. Other things I don't care about. I don't care about sports no more. Like at all. I used to be a big basketball fan. I never liked football because when I was growing up, every time football came on, my dad would have a cussing storm because he likes the Cowboys and they would lose half the time. I remember one time, Tony Romo threw an interception and my dad started. I remember one time Tony Romo threw an interception and my dad started like tearing up. I was like 7, 8, probably 6. And I was looking, I was like, yo, Dad is like a superhero. Why is he so upset over this football game? But I don't know. Some people really take hold to sports. I don't, especially now knowing that most of this stuff is rigged and already like scripted and, they act out. What you think them training camps is? This the play, cuz it's the play. You can just tell now. They don't contest threes the same. They don't foul the same. In the All-Star game, they don't try to show off and win. Like, it's just not entertaining. If it's any sport I'm gonna watch, it'll be boxing. But even that is being attacked by, like, people trying to rig fights like Jake Paul and stuff like that, or, just bad refereeing, bad officiating. It makes you not want to watch. I'd much rather watch the next chapter, Ball is Life. These dudes, they play basketball all day. You know for a fact, they ain't got no magnets in the rim. They ain't got no magnet in the ball. You can't put no parlay on that, and then all of a sudden get a call from up top, and now your person who was 2 points away from your hit, he on the bench for the rest of the game in the second quarter. It'd be like that. That's why I stopped gambling. I was on DraftKings heavy, and one day I went into my settings and I looked at the earnings tab. Well, I don't know if it's earnings. Yeah, the earnings tab. It show you how much you wagered and how much you earned. Man, I had wagered what? How much? I had wagered $2,800, and I had only won like $1,450. I'm like, man, I just gave these dudes $1,400 just to guess if a player was gonna make a basket or not. Like, I got a friend who doubles his money on DraftKings. Like, hey, it's different strokes for different folks. Like, some people are really good with the sports betting. Me, I'm not. I'm not at all. What I will do, I'm not gonna lie, what I will do when it's football season, oh yeah, I'm on that. Because I'm putting in a 15 leg quarter parlays. Now I'll put $1 on it. I'm putting in 15 leg $1 parlays, and I got a strategy with it. But I ain't gonna tell y'all about that. But you got to be able to control your habits, and it's hard to say. I mean, it's easy to sit on your high horse and be like, "This should be easy for you. You should be able to do this." Like, I know that's a flaw of mine. That is a flaw of mine, to expect somebody. One flaw of mine is to expect somebody to handle a situation like I would, or for them to have knowledge of something like I have, or to have the same sentiment towards something like I do. That is actually stupid. And see, the world needs contrast. Contrast is friction. Contrast is the strong line, the boundary. It's the separation of the wheat and the tares. You're not supposed to just be hanging with everybody. You're not supposed to just be out here doing anything. What am I talking about? I guess the bud is kicking in. Damn, bro. I'm actually back here in Maryland, bro. Damn, dog. I'm not gonna lie, maybe I shouldn't say. Going through heartbreak is not easy. Schnitzels. I dropped the phone. Going through heartbreak is not easy, man. Because my heart isn't just broken from the separation of me and my spouse. It's also just the whole dynamic. Like, I don't wake up and see my kid's face first thing in the morning no more. I don't walk into the house after a long day of work and hear, "Dad!" and have kids running up to me no more. Or hear my wife yelling out, "Husband," sounding all happy and stuff. Like, that silence get loud. But at the same time, sometimes I focus on the highlights. I think about all of the good times, and I be forgetting about the bad times where, you know, things really is inexcusable. But it gets brushed under the rug for the sake of the family or trying to, raise kids and do the right thing. But man, you lose so much of yourself in it when you take on that responsibility too early and too fast. Like becoming a stepdad at 25 to 2 kids is not easy. And then I'm not financially responsible. I'm sitting up here living in my car. I don't have a stable job, doing all this stupid shit. Like, I wasn't ready, but I still brought a child into this world. 4 years later, 5 years later, because he was conceived, but I don't regret it. But I can be honest and admit where my shortcomings stem from. A lot of times we act like these things in life are like some way the universe is against you and all this crazy stuff. Nah, before you try to say that, you need to look at your preparation. And this is why I'm talking about my life and my divorce, and I'm documenting this journey, because I would love for younger men to just take it easy on the relationships. I know she bad, but she's also bad, meaning not good for you. See, the Bible says that a virtuous woman is rare as rubies. And it's just hard to find people that you align with nowadays. So when you come across that, you have to hold on to it and cherish it, because the devil is immediately going to attack it. See, you meet somebody and you get that infatuation phase, and it's amazing. You see them, you blushing, all of that. Time goes on, you get comfortable, you look at them, you don't even have the same lust, the same spark in your eye for them anymore. And that's what happens in marriage too. You get comfortable, you stop taking care of yourself, you stop trying to perform, you stop trying to do the things that the person was initially attracted to, or they portrayed themselves as having. I think it would behoove the entire world if young men, were instructed, not just like women. Women are told they need to remain celibate and keep their virginity. Men need to save their seed. Life is in both of us, and we need to preserve it and treat it as such for the person who deserves it. But this is not really the society that promotes that. Granted, when I was growing up, you get teased for being called a virgin. Boy, you a virgin, ain't got nobody. Like, bro, I'm in the 5th grade. What you expect? Yeah, I'm a virgin in the 5th grade, bro. But then, like, they put that in there on you so early, so by the time you in middle school, you like, damn, I gotta catch a body, just so they can stop calling me a virgin. Don't even know, like, that quote-unquote culture is setting up your lifestyle to be promiscuous, and then eventually you have that unplanned pregnancy, or that planned pregnancy that you're not prepared for. It's not funny bringing kids into the world when you can't physically and financially do for them. But God answers prayers, and he changes situations. And it's much better to be in a tiny house with love than to be in a mansion with hate. Hi, bro, from Argentina. It's popping, Argentina. I heard Argentina got some good shrimp, but I don't eat shrimp no more. Gotta stay away from the shellfish and stuff. let's get back to talking about this this lifestyle of doing things before we're ready. I moved out of my parents' house too soon. I mean, my parents' apartment too soon. I was 19 years old, was big-headed, making 20 an hour, had my own car. I don't even remember why I moved out. But I know one thing, I moved right back in shortly. And I could say a lot of the times the things that my dad told me to do, I should have listened. One thing that my dad always told me, he was quoting Pops from House Party. He would always say, keep your mind on them books and off them gals. I didn't listen to that much. Even now, I'm still trying to kind of detach from that because deep down in my heart, I want to prove to this lady that she's wrong about me. You might take a little bit of time to get to where you need to be at in life, but that don't mean that it's never going to happen. That don't mean that you got to give up. It means that you got to be patient. And that's what this drive home taught me today. I had to be very patient with this road trip. I've probably cut my car on and off literally 100 times. I probably cut it on and off literally 100 times because I think it's what is it? I think it's a malfunction with a signal as opposed to the actual clutch and bearings, or it could be both. And I think it's both because my transmission fluid was a little brown. This is why you need to know your fluids, and it smelled a little burnt, so that will tell you that inside internal components of your transmission is getting worn out. So I'm looking at that like, damn, if this transmission blows while I'm all the way out here, not only do I not have any lifelines, I don't have AAA. I'm probably going to have to pawn my laptop and my generator just to get a bus ticket. And hopefully, when I come here, my dad will let me sleep in this apartment for a little bit. That was going to be the alternative. Thank God that my car made it. But patience. Sometimes the car will start being normal on the road. Like when I first cut it on, the car would be normal. After literally 1 minute, I was counting it. After 1 minute each time, the car would start being sporadic. So that is telling me that can y'all hear me okay? I need to get the microphones. That's all right. I'm about the microphones when I get paid. Man, that's crazy. I'm not even hungry. I haven't eaten since yesterday. And it's weird because I guess that's how fasting is. Like, I was hungry earlier. And then as soon as I bought my food, I stopped being hungry. Like, what in the heck? So, man, sometimes it can be a little frightening to live in your car or sleep in your car. There's a whole world going on around you when you sleep and you don't know what's going on. That's why it's best to have multiple parking spots you sleep at or somewhere safe that you park at. Because if you don't have that, then another thing that's helped would be tents. I have to tent these windows. I could probably do that when I get paid. know I'm gonna have to pay my phone bill. Phone bill due on the 24th, not the 17th. That's good. My car insurance renewal is due in September. I get paid September the first week of September. Okay. Well, daily monologue journal. What else is on your mind? It's not much on my mind other than I miss my family. I miss my family. I miss my family a lot. But I have to do this. I have to get a career for myself. I can't just live in a car doing deliveries all day. And I know that that's a plan that I had. Oh, I'm just live in my car, save all of my money, save up a bunch of money on Instacart. Well, that's been the plan for the past 2 years and it hasn't worked out. So it's time to switch it up. It's time to get a salary paying job. And with that, then I can get the higher credit score. I can save up, put the down payment. I can buy a newer car without a car note because I ain't with no car notes. I can get everything I need. I can set up trust funds, open LLCs, do my bumper sticker business idea. I got a lot of shit I want to do. Start recording my music. Just live life the way it's supposed to be. But it all starts, honestly, with the finances. You gotta take your finances and turn them into something that can pay you without you working so much. That plan for me is a laundromat. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to save up, get my credit up, open up a business, bank account, get my LLC, buy me a laundromat. Preferably one in kind of like one of them newer growing development places. Find these apartment complexes find some complexes that don't have washers and dryers installed. Check areas like that. So I think I'm going to do a video about everything you need to do to live in your car comfortably. Because a lot of people live in their car. More than you know. And a lot of people have before. See, the thing is, if I'm working all day and it's just me, it don't really make sense to have one. Until I can buy land or a house. That's it. And I don't really know what I expect from doing these videos. Maybe I'll touch somebody and motivate somebody, because I go on YouTube for motivation and I find it. I go on YouTube to hear people talk. I listen to a lot of podcasts, so maybe one day this could turn into a platform that is more than just a guy talking to a camera. But even if that is all it is, the content is what's most important. Your creativity is what's most important. You know, having the greatest equipment is always going to be a plus. But having the knowledge to use less is even better. You know, honestly, I see a lot of videos where people give away stuff, and those honestly be making me cry. Or I'll be tearing up. Like, dude, bless somebody with $5,000. I seen this one video, this dude blessed a lady with a house and like $800,000 or something like that. And I'm like, yo, that would be awesome to do. I have a friend, Eric Martinez. He's interested in doing that. Should talk to him about that more. Well, it's been 40 minutes. This is me doing my best to stay consistent. I'm going to say a quick little prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, you answered my prayers. You brought me here safely. Even though there was tribulations along the way, you protected me with mercy and grace. Father, I pray that you cover us with peace and send the Holy Spirit out to those who are willing to receive it. I pray for Sharice. I pray for my son. I pray for my other son. I pray for my daughter. And I pray for my other daughter. Lord, I know I'm making the right decision, even though it hurts. I pray that you give me stability and a sound mind, a perseverant soul to withstand all of the pain of this distance and the insecurity from a failed household. This is sadly a common story amongst us. And I know that in your kingdom, there's no tears. Forgive me if I rambled, Father. Please cover me in the blood of your Son. Wash away my sins, because I am a filthy man. And I long for your kingdom. And I boldly say it. And I pray that you take this mustard seed of faith and grow it. And to anybody who's listening, who's willing to receive your word, Father, I pray prosperity, peace, blessings, and most important, salvation to them. Amen.